Hello, everyone, and welcome to Campfire Stories with me and the babies. Hey, guys.
Hi!
Bye, dropper. Yep, she got screwed in here because you were gone.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I have this app, World Ghost Stories, that we're going to be telling ghost stories from. So, watch out. No, I didn't get Richard Meredith. The first one we're going to be listening to is The Crawl Space in a Basement. Growing up, I was always interested in the paranormal. I loved reading ghost stories or watching movies on TV, but in reality, I knew I would be terrified of ever experiencing myself. I grew up in a small town in Illinois. I had moved there. My mom and my stepfather got married, and I lived there ever since. When they got married, we moved to the house that my stepdad had purchased a few years back. It was an older home that was built in the early 1940s. The interior of the home was outdated, and my mom and stepdad definitely knew it was time to do some renovations. They started updating the house, and small portions of the area of the house was the basement. I'm sure you can guess this is where things started to turn. The basement was split up into two parts. The first part was the basement. The basement was split up into two parts. The first part was the main area, and the second part was the laundry room. My parents decided they were going to make the main part of the basement my playroom, because I had too many toys that needed their own space. In the laundry room, there was a crawl space. It had a little wooden door that covered the opening. Now the crawl space was not close to the ground. It was up higher on the wall, with a few steps you had to walk up to get into. So the door was at eye level. For some reason, my mom always kept that door locked. That door open part. My mom always kept that door open. There were no lights in the crawl space either, so it was rather creepy. A couple weeks after they had finished the basement, we were all eating dinner in the kitchen. Now, the basement door is in the kitchen and it's always open. We were having a conversation about school, like we always do, when all of a sudden we heard one of my toys go off. It was a little grill that made noise whenever you walked by and touched it. That was pretty odd, but first of all. Next night, it did the exact same thing, except this time, it kept going. When my stepdad finally stood up to go downstairs and turn her off, the doorbell on my ballroom dollhouse started to go off. He eventually went down there and took the batteries out of both. After that, I went... You don't want to hear the music? No, it don't make me... It's supposed to. Let me turn it down a little bit. Is that better? When my step finally stepped to go downstairs and turned it off, the doorbell in my Barbie doll house started to go off. He eventually went down there and took the batteries out of both. After that, I only went down there and played if I had friends over. Another occurrence in the basement happened in the laundry room. My mom had asked me to go grab the laundry out of the dryer. When I did, I was just about finished when all of a sudden the door on the crawl space started to slowly close. Now remember, it was always open, so I could see right into it. I don't think I've ever run that fast up the stairs before. Needless to say, I spent as much time as possible in the basement. The next area of the home that my parents renovated was the kitchen. It was a Saturday night. My parents were in the process of renovating the kitchen. They had pretty much just started. They decided to let me stay home while they went to the hardware store to pick up some things for the renovation. So I decided to watch the TV in the living room while they were gone. My living room is right next to the kitchen, so it was very easy to see the kitchen from where I was sitting. About 20 minutes after they left, I heard two of the cabinets in the kitchen slam shut. I knew it was the cabinets because they made a very distinct noise if they were closed too hard. They were old, heavy wood cabinets, and my mom used to yell at me for slamming them all the time. My two dogs immediately ran into the kitchen and started barking. One of them was staring at the cabinet while the other started barking towards the bottom of the basement steps. I was so freaked out I brought the dogs in my bedroom with me and locked the door. The next room to be redone was mine. My parents were just repainting the walls, adding new carpet, and putting shelves in the closet. Now, by the time they had started redoing my room, my little brother was about 5 years old. My parents decided they wanted to go out for the night a couple of days after they finished my room, so they asked me to babysit. I invited a friend over to help me babysit and see my new room. We had brought toys in their room for my brother to play with while we sat in bed and talked. About an hour after my parents left, my brother stopped dead in his tracks. Looked at the bed skirt of my bed. He was sitting at the end of my bed on the floor playing with his toys at the time. Once he looked at the bed skirt, he immediately started screaming. He jumped up and asked him what was wrong. He started to cry and said that a bad man was underneath my bed. We checked and there was no one there. He pretty much refused to come back to my room for the rest of the night. My friend and I were free to leave to get out of there ourselves. Fast forward a couple of years, and now I am a sophomore in high school. My parents had just finished getting a huge addition onto the back of the house to add a third bedroom. My brother's bedroom used to be in the office area, which was pretty small, so then it was time to add it onto the house. They didn't want to move because the housing market was low. My parents' old room became my new bedroom, and my brother got mild. The addition where my parents' new master suite was. Once again, my parents repainted their old room and replaced the carpets over the newer room. They also repainted my brother's room as well. A couple months after moving to the new room, I was sleeping when all of a sudden, my bulletin board hit me in the back of the head. Now, my bulletin board was pretty much super glued to the wall. There was no way it was coming off because we had put about 10 heavy-duty glue strips on the back. The board itself was right above my tall dresser. My bed was right next to the dresser. As soon as it hit me, I knew what it was. I was so scared that I refused to move. I figured I could deal with it next morning. When I finally woke up, I was in total shock. My pictures on the board were scattered all over my bed, and the plaster from the wall was ripped completely off where the glue strips had been. I also realized the board were to fall. It should have knocked all the perfume and picture frames off my dresser, except they were all right where they had been. Nothing was moved. There was no way it could have fallen that far off the wall and hit me in the head. I lost some sleep for a few days after that. One of the last encounters was when I was a senior in high school. Every morning, my parents had left for work around 6:30 a.m. It was very rare that they were late or stayed home for work. I usually woke up at 7:30 for school. One morning, I woke up a couple of minutes before my alarm clock because I heard my mom blow drying her hair. I thought that was odd because I knew she should have left for work already. I got up and started walking towards the bathroom, which was the last area of the house to be renovated. I could hear the blow dryer as clear as day. As soon as I got into the bathroom, it stopped and my mother was nowhere to be found. The blow dryer was still plugged in, which is odd because she always made sure everything was unplugged and put away before she was done. I checked the garage and both my parents were gone. It scared me so bad, I grabbed my stuff and went to my neighbor's to get it. After I went to college, I brought up some of my experiences to my mom. She said she was surprised it took me this long to bring up because she had been experiencing something as well. She told me she used to see a little boy standing in the doorway of her bedroom way before my brother was born. She also said she saw what looked like a tall man standing in my bedroom, which really freaked me out because my brother said he saw a bad man under my bed. We moved out of the house about 6 months ago because my mom and stepdad got divorced. Now we live in a newly lit home, so hopefully we won't still experience acting. I wonder if maybe the spirits of the whole home were upset that we were doing the home they were trying to stop us. And the end of that story.
When my wife and I bought our first house, an old Victorian house built in the 50s, almost every night we heard what sounded like a kid's footsteps running down the upstairs hall, and the other random sounds my wife mentioned. It's two one.
When my wife and I bought our first house, an old Victorian style built in the 50s. Almost every night we heard what sounded like kids' footsteps running down the upstairs hallway and other random sounds. My wife mentioned it to me. One of the neighbors had said It was probably just peacocks on the roof. The house backed up on a service area, a wild area where wild peacocks lived, and they would occasionally get up on the rooftop. That answer made sense, so we basically got used to it and eventually ignored it. Less than a year later, our son was born, and when he was one, he would balance all of his toys on top of another and make them sit. Literally found the center of balance various toys and would walk in a circle around, giving each gentle touch and each rotate. It was the weirdest and coolest thing I've ever seen. When he was 2 or 3, we would hear him talking in his room at night. One night, I asked him who he was talking to. He said Tracy. I asked him who is Tracy, and he says the girl who lives in the wall. She's usually nice, but sometimes she scares me. He described a girl with brown hair and a yellow dress who would play with him sometimes. I don't understand. Stop it. I don't. Hold on. It's probably this. There you go. And occasionally wake him up at night, but he didn't seem to bother by any of it, just startled sometimes. He would talk about her once in a while, but it wasn't a common occurrence. A couple years later, we had added on to the house and moved the master bedroom downstairs, searching the kids' room around. Our youngest was now in his old room and was about ready to transition from crib to toddler bed. She had always been a sound sleeper, but she cried almost every night in that room. Her first night in the toddler bed, we heard a loud thud, followed by screaming, and rushed to the room thinking she had fallen out of bed. She was on the other side of the room. Got her calmed down and back into bed. It happened again the next night. So we ended up switching the kids' room back to where, and they were fine. We looked up the history of the house, but didn't find anything about any missing little girls, anyone with the name Tracy that has lived there. Eventually, our son stopped talking about her, and a few years later ended up taking a job with another company and moved. The house was empty for a few months after we moved. The neighbor across the street called my wife one day and said, "But a week after she left, she saw our daughter looking out the window. She waved to her, and then she remembered we didn't live there." Exciting. Alright, the next one is The Bride and the Little Boy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Down. I was 19 and home on leave from the military. This occurred after September 11th, and my training had eliminated all fear from my body of anything frightening. I was a rock, until I went to stay at my best friend's house. Her mom was a single mother and assistant, and they put her up from an old farmhouse in an orchard. She had 2 younger brothers and a younger sister. We stayed up late talking, and they told me I had to sleep in the servants' quarters off the kitchen. They said it was a cut-off short form. They said it was cut off from the rest of the house because in 1919, when it was built, the people owned a lot of servants, and they didn't want them seen by guests. They exchanged a knowing glance, and I went up the winding back steps to the servants' bedroom. I was uncomfortable and had a vertigo upon entering, but paid it not much thought and dropped off to sleep. I was awoken by a terrible sag crying and wailing. I went to stop when something dropped onto my back. It was on my stomach. It was very heavy, and I immediately tried to get up, but it laid full weight on me. I wailed and cried. It wailed and cried in my ear. I began to panic, but just when I pushed up with all my might, it let go. I stopped swinging my feet down and went for my hand out of my bag. I carried a 9mm Glock. As I bent down over my bag, I saw something crouched in the dark corner. I stood up to get a better look, and his face turned to me. It was a small boy in a black suit. He had a white, tear-stained face. He said, "Please, don't let him kill her." And he looked behind me. I whipped around and was faced with a woman in a bridal gown. She lifted her veil to reveal a rotten, skeletal face. I reached down for my gun and, pulling it out, ran straight toward her and, not stopping, went straight through her and down the servant steps. I ran to my friend's mom's bedroom. She was not asleep. Her and my friend had all the lights on, were sitting smoking cigs on the bed. Her mom looked right at me and said, "Did you see the bride or the boy?" I answered in a soft whisper, "Both." I sat down with them and he told me about seeing them. He guessed they had overlapped and never stayed long with them. I was angry at first. I had never seen or experienced anything so terrifying in my life. And I had seen pretty horrible things in the military. I went back to the sand pit for a few weeks later, and upon coming home for good 4 years later, I visited my friend in their house. They had only stayed another month after my visit. We went back to the house and it was empty with for sale on their front. I am now 33. I check it out every now and then. It no longer has a sign. It's condemned. I attest to every facet of the story being true. And to this day, when I think of it, I get vertigo and goosebumps. It changed. Well, wait for your brother to get back and we'll do one more, okay? Let's see.
Why can't we do one about your life?
You know the rules. You're gonna have to
Beware
grab
the
permission
Ouija
first.
board. Oh my god, no.
No Ouija board stuff. That's the rules.
It's a bubble. No. The policeman.
Oh, the haunted classroom.
This is going to ruin my life. I'm in school right now. Sissy.
This is probably nowhere near here, Tater Bug. Still wait for your brother to come back. So the story we chose is the haunted classroom.
I'm in school right now. Just might ruin my life. And if it does, I'm going to kill her. So she will now allow me.
Here he comes. Bubba J, come on! You like the area set up? Hold on. They're calling my niece. Come on. They're taking their, my niece needs to take her medicine. It'll just be a minute. Bubba J! Bubba, do you want to sit with us for the last story? Sorry, we were doing this later in the day. We were supposed to do this right after dinner, but Bubba J had Boy Scout, so I did the dropper with Tater. I'm gonna get these notifications off the screen.
I'm back.
Just wait for your sister. We're doing the haunted classroom. Come here. Marion, we just gotta do one more story. Definitely have to wait for your brother to come back. Okay, this one's about that long. I got one for you.
I'll read the first paragraph.
No, let's do that. Just let me do it.
What? I can read the first paragraph.
I already see words that I'm gonna have trouble pronouncing.
Current.
No.
What one?
Just hold on.
February.
Go get your brother.
Wait, Ryan Perkins Street!
Don't scream.
Here!
Don't scream, or I won't be doing like stuff like this anymore. I'm talking about anything like that. You behave while I'm recording. You ready, Bubba J?
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I started working in an international school here in my country, I've seen things that I should not see. I'm really afraid of the dark, being alone. So being able to see those things creeped me out. But after a few times, it just became a usual occurrence in my life. The story happened in mid-February 2014. In my school, we usually have 2 to 5 students per class. My classroom that day was quite spacious for us, and on my left, with a door and narrow window. That time, I only had 2 naughty students. They keep on annoying each other, so while I was writing on the whiteboard, I was staring at their reflections too. At first, I was staring straight at them, and then suddenly, something caught my eye. Outside the window, a boy around 6 to 8 years old passed. I only saw his head, but wasn't able to see facial features properly. I stared at him because I thought that he was the son of one of my co-custodians. Suddenly, he disappeared before reaching the door. I immediately excused myself from class and went out to check if I was imagining that the boy went out to the other classroom and... Stop! I'm sorry. Let me excuse myself in the classroom and went out to check if I'm just imagining that the boy disappeared. I looked around the corridor, but there's no one in sight. It didn't hit me. There's only one classroom in the area except for mine. I went to the other classroom and asked if they saw a boy running around to check if there was someone around that height. When I arrived there, they said that no one has come since the bell rang, and that all the people in their class are the tallest guys in our school. I shrugged it off and went back to my class. After that, I went to my second class. My second classroom is located on the 3rd floor of the main building, which is used as the girls' dormitory. It is the only room that is used as a classroom. Gotcha. So we're alone on the whole floor. Whoever comes to the 3rd floor can feel a very heavy and suffocating feeling. They don't turn on the lights in that area, and there are minimal windows, which makes it scary. There's a dorm room that usually attracts my attention. Look at it. I don't know why, but every time I pass there, I feel like something's sitting on the bed and asking for my attention. Anyway, my classroom is the complete opposite of the corridor. My classroom is very spacious and bright to the number of windows there. I have 6 students there. Upon entering the classroom, I decided to forget what happened in my other class. Upon finishing my lesson, we had a very fun conversation. Suddenly, they became quiet. And that's when I heard a small child singing. It sounds like a girl. I asked my students if they heard it, but everyone said they did not. Again, curiosity got the best of me, so I went out to check. All I saw was the darkness of the hallway. I also checked outside the windows, but there's really no one. After that day, I promised myself that I would try my best not to go to that classroom. Even up to this time, I still see kids running around in other classrooms, or I find myself staring to a certain spot, even though there's nothing. Alright, we're done.
Bye.
You guys have fun?
Yeah.
Go eat your candy. They got a bunch of candy, that's what you keep hearing crinkling. So, please leave a like. Comment if you like this. We might do it again with different types of stories. Not just scary stories. We might do it again if you guys liked it. And
Christmas stories, I think, too.
we might depends on if anyone likes it. Okay, bye guys. Sub for more, everyone. We're out. Bye.